Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are living in extraordinary times. Extraordinary times that not even the people with the most wisdom, people with the most experience would have ever thought that we would go through. Really extraordinary times, and extraordinary times dictate that we take extraordinary actions. The opposition has made it clear, and it is not the first time we have made it clear, that we do not want our country to fail. Contrary to some expressions, we don't want our country to fail. We've never, even in this crisis, even before the crisis, we do not want our country to fail. We have a point of view that we express. We have a point of view that we make known to the public, because it's our responsibility as an opposition to make that point of view be heard. But it's never a situation where we want our country to fail, where we want deliberately to impose hardship on the people, or where our intentions or our words mean that we want people to cry. We always believe that a country in a holistic fashion must advance, and all the people must advance. And the Prime Minister is right. I have spoken to the Prime Minister more in the last 2 days than I have spoken to him in the last 4 years. And I will say that in public, because we are in a crisis. We are in an extraordinary situation. And I guess that is why that is going to happen. But I'm sure that when things get back to normal, we get back to how we are generally. We come in here and we come in here and we do all sorts of things. We want people to cry. We say things that are damaging and hurtful. We impute all kinds of important motives. But we are in extraordinary times. And this is why the opposition, even if we may have some concerns on the necessity of a state of emergency, we believe that there may be other acts that we could handle that crisis on. We gave our word, and I gave my word to the Prime Minister, I gave my word, and my colleagues have agreed that we will support these measures because we believe that we are living in extraordinary times. But Mr. Speaker, when these things happen, we cannot just sit down and agree and say hallelujah and move on. We have to look at what got us there. And it pains me when I hear the grief in the Prime Minister's heart when he says that solutions refuse to listen to things that will benefit them. We have to ask ourselves why. Why is there such distrust and mistrust and division in a country of 165,000 people? Why can people understand that prohibiting them from gathering in spaces is not because anybody hates them, it's because it is for their own health. And we use the phrase that, oh, we can't do anything about it, it happens in the United States. We can't change it because it happens anywhere in the world. Who would predict that would happen? Of course, we agree. But the fact is, we are a small country. And it's really painful. Because you say to somebody, listen to me, you have to exercise social distancing for your own health, for the health of yourself, for the health of your family, and they will not listen because they don't trust you. And that is what, as a people, we have to try to find out. Why is there such mistrust in this country? Why do people believe that if you give the Prime Minister the emergency powers that he is asking for in the regulations to save lives? Because the science has said that the way you combat COVID-19 is by causing people to stay away from other people. That is the basic science. The science has if the science hasn't found anything, they found that. And people will not, people don't not want to believe that. They think that there is some ulterior motive in the fact that we are saying to them that some of their rights, some of their customary freedoms are being stopped or halted, albeit temporarily. So that's supposed to be a time of reflection for our country, and it's a time where we, who believe we are also powerful, must say to ourselves that we are not that powerful, that we are only being asked to take custody over that power for a particular length of time, and all of us, that power will get out of our hands. So it's a really teaching moment. It's a moment of reflection, Mr. Speaker. And whereas we have to deal with the issues now, I really hope that when these issues are cleared, and I hope for our sake, and not for the sake of the Labour Party or the United Workers' Party, for the people's sake, that these issues are cleared. And whereas I'm dealing with the emergency powers, I really hope that we understand the plight, the mental plight, and the economic plight that some people are experiencing at this time. We have to put ourselves in their place. We have to think about, this morning I spoke to a lady who was in quarantine. She came from England and she's in quarantine. She lives comfortably. She has a comfortable house. She has no issues. And she literally was crying because she said that she was feeling like a prisoner. And I had to say to her, you are there because you have to protect me. She could not understand what I was saying. I say, you are there because you have to protect me. So that's the mental anguish that people are experiencing right now. So we cannot take it simply and lightly and believe that we can just say these things and pass these laws and don't give people the courage and the reassurance that when this thing is over, life should not be how it was before. And I hope, Mr. Speaker, that in passing these rules and these regulations or that order, that we think of the economic problems and economic issues that will arise because of COVID-19. And I look forward to the package that the Prime Minister will bring to the public, because the opposition will make known its package, Mr. Speaker. And I want to make the point that when the opposition speaks on these issues, we are not trying to gain political points. That doesn't help us. It is our point of view and our protection for the people of St. Lucia. That is why we make these pronouncements, and that is why we make our opinion known. Because we want the public to hear, listen to me, we have agreed that there's a crisis and we will support the people of St. Lucia in this crisis. That is clear. But when we make our voices heard, we want to make our voices heard because the people must hear what we are saying. Because we have a point of view. And our point of view is not a point of view of destruction. Our point of view is a point of view where we want people to benefit. So, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister has outlined why he wants the state of emergency. There's a body of thought. Some people say that there's no need for a state of emergency. But we have agreed that because of the circumstances, we will take the Prime Minister's word for it, because basically the circumstances that exist in the country. But we hope, Mr. Speaker, that these measures and these laws that we are doing today, that order handled in the spirit in which we are agreeing to it. We hope that it's not used for any motives. We really hope so. And probably it may not be from directives from the upper echelons of power in this country. It may be from surrogates. It may be from people who want to impress. It may be some people who have some financial gain that they want to impute all these motives towards the opposition. We hope that the way we've handled that people take it for what it's worth, Mr. Speaker. And not because we have absconded in our duties, but because we think that we have a crisis. And in a crisis situation where lives are involved, because the science is saying that if this thing goes unabated in this country, Mr. Speaker, hundreds of us will die. That is a fact. Hundreds. Italy, in the north of Italy, that had the best medical system, they say it's one of the best medical systems in Europe. Hundreds have died. Thousands have died. In the state of New York, New York is the epicenter now of COVID-19. New York is in New York, the great state of New York, where all solutions want to run, now they want to come back. That is the state of the world today, Mr. Speaker. And that is why we've agreed that give the Prime Minister extraordinary powers. Even if there's a body of thought that says they were not necessary. But the opposition will cooperate, but the opposition is going to be vigilant. Because we know, Mr. Speaker, we know that is the best intentions in the world. There are some people who will use that opportunity to settle political points. We know that. We are sure, Mr. Speaker. We hope it doesn't happen, but we know that. That has been our experience. That any time the opposition supports something happening in the parliament, last week, when we said, listen to me, we are supporting something because we made amendments, the Prime Minister accepted the amendments, there was the political backlash, the political spin, because it's just in their nature, Mr. Speaker. It's just in their nature, the nature to make people cry, just in their nature, Mr. Speaker. So we really hope that is that's a different beginning to what we are accustomed to. So we support the orders, we support it. There are some reservations that these could happen under other laws, but we've taken the position that the situation is too grave. It's too grave so we err on the side of the health of the people of St. Lucia. That's why if we make a mistake, it's for the health of the people of St. Lucia. For this COVID-19 to be abated. Because it's something that if it gets out of hand, we can't control, even though we try. With all the intentions, the best intentions in the world, we just cannot, if we do not flatten the curve, we will not be able to contain it. We can't. No use fooling ourselves. We have to flatten that curve. And if we do not flatten that curve and we do not contain it, what we are doing now, or what we plan to do in the future, will be useless. Because there can only be an economy if there are people. There is no economy without people, Mr. Speaker. And this morning I was reading an article about, right now, the crisis is not the 2008 crisis, It's a different crisis. Because right now, there is no demand. There is no demand. There is no demand. So that's why the opposition is supporting these measures to protect people. And we hope that The people, we've given the mandate for the authority to take the measures that they deem fit based on the health requirements. We've agreed. We look forward to the economic package, the economic stimulus that the country will have to avoid people, Mr. Speaker, people from going through any further hardship. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.